This video was shot the week of the American election in 2024, and there are millions of videos popping up all over the place in reactions to what's happening. I've been trying to figure out, like I would imagine it, so many of us, why am I reacting so vehemently? Why am I so hurt? Why am I so angry? Why am I so scared? Here's what I'm feeling. I'm going to put myself out there and suggest that I believe that many of us, especially me, are going through the classic grieving process. We are grieving right now. This week has been horrifying for many of us, and we are grieving. And by grieving, the 5 stages are denial, anger, bargaining, depression, acceptance. Denial is initial disbelief. This isn't happening. This did not just happen. It's not happening, right? This can't be happening. Did he really win? Didn't she win? Did they count the votes right? These numbers don't look right. How is it possible that a majority of Americans signed up for that? How is it possible that all of those Trump rallies were so small and pitiful, and yet he won the popular vote? Clearly, people were on the DL. And they didn't go to the rallies, but they were voting. Or they told their friends to go in for Kamala, but they voted for Trump. That's what happens. So, go through that stage. This is not happening. I'm sorry. It is. It is happening. And it's just begun. Give yourself the time to deny, but come back to reality. Anger, frustration, and blame, and pointing fingers, and who's right, who's wrong. Why did this happen? I need someone to blame, to point my anger. And people are pointing their anger at people, and it's not fair because the people they're pointing it at are not the problem. Even in the sense of the voters who voted for the conservative agenda, I believe they're victims too. They have been lied to. They have been, maybe they're willing victims. Maybe they don't want to see what's really there. And I believe that, yes, there's a lot of racism happening here. People are actually voting against their unconscious and conscious bias against people of color. Absolutely. And their hatred of women. It's clear. America is not ready for a female president in any color. Not gonna happen. Mostly because of women. That's a reality. We could be very angry, and it's dangerous to point your anger at other things or the people. Be aware that you have it and find a way to channel it. Unchanneled anger is very, very dangerous. Be angry, express yourself, don't hurt anybody, don't hurt yourself. Yell, scream, cry, talk to a friend, talk to a therapist, talk to a specialist. Vent, get that anger out of you, and I recommend you funnel it, you channel it. Anger for the sake of anger can be very, very oppressive. Anger, when activated, is fuel. So I am in my work, doing the work that I think is important for the world, like these videos. I'm doing my share. I am activating my anger so it does not eat me alive. I recommend you find a way to activate your anger and do the same. Bargaining. Maybe if there was a different candidate, what if we try this? Maybe it's not going to be so bad. There's all of these voices going in our heads. Yeah, hear them out. Let them play. Consider them. Listen to them. Watch them. Don't be ruled by them, but let yourself be carried in that back and forth. People look for ways to undo the outcome. This outcome cannot be undone, people. It is done in a big. The entire planet is reeling from what just happened. Bargaining is an attempt to regain control. Depression, the sense of hopelessness and despair, and I am so there. I have gone to work and I've done my job and I've showed up, but on the inside I am sad. I am down. I am devastated. I am trying to find energy and inspiration everywhere that I look to get me through the day, so I can get back in bed and sleep it away as if it's a dream. That's depression, and it's real. There was already a wave, a pandemic of anxiety and depression in the world, and it is now probably off the charts. Be aware of it and own it, and try not to let it keep you down for too long. Feel it, allow yourself to be in that space, but then get back up. Acceptance. This is where we are. That doesn't mean you condone it. That doesn't mean you're happy about it. That doesn't mean you're going to sit back and watch it. But it is happening. And it is because of a number of layered reasons. It's not going to help us to blame this group, that voter, or this voter. The truth is, I believe we've all been horribly deceived, horribly lied to, and horribly manipulated by all kinds of forces, from the China and the Russian bots to people in this country that just want power and greed. So rather than play victim and cower under the pressure, which is very heavy, and I don't blame you if you do, accept, here's what it is, and now here's what I'm going to do. So what do? You start here. On this channel, we start here. We build ourselves from the inside out. We acknowledge the denial and the anger and the depression and the bargaining and the acceptance, and they don't always happen in that order. They can happen in all kinds of order, but they're happening. Acknowledge them, feel them, go through the process. I really invite you to consider not doing it alone. Do it with a friend. Try to avoid the back and forth, and making it worse. Try to just be with each other, hold space for each other, and feel these emotions. Find people around you that support you, that love you, that will hold space for you. Remind yourself of your purpose. What are you here for? If you don't know what turns you on, what turns you up, what can you do that inspires you? What can you do to help other people? Being in service is the most powerful antidote to almost any ailment. And then, of course, self-care. Do what it takes to take care of yourself. Give yourself space, give yourself time, keep your hobbies near, keep the things you love near, keep your music. Do what it takes to stay inspired. You're gonna have to be shameless about keeping the people around you that you need around you and keeping those that don't need to be around you away from you. Hopefully not forever. I have had a few of my own pushing people away for now. I needed that space because I just can't have people in my life that voted against me. How can I do that? How can I have someone look me in the eye, people that I love, and be okay with what's about to happen to me and my loved ones and my friends? I know people of many colors, from many nations, of many genders, of many sexual preferences, of many religious backgrounds. I know a lot of people from all over the world. And I cannot believe that anyone would be as ignorant as to believe that they were not as human as anyone else. The only reason I believe that is because they don't know them. And the last thing I would recommend is you go out of your way to start meeting people and mingling people and talking with people that do not look like you, do not think like you, do not believe what you believe, and are willing to be with you. The more you get to know other people that are not like you, the easier it is to accept that we are all brothers and sisters. The more perspectives, lifestyles, personalities, belief systems that we expose ourselves to, the wider our perspective becomes and the more tolerant we are of people that don't look and believe and feel like us. I think the problem with America is that people don't travel enough, people don't leave their hometowns far enough, and when they do, they bring their unconscious bias with them and don't learn anything. You have to open up the world and go, what is it like to live there? What's it like to be her? What is that kind of food? What's that kind of religion? Be curious. If you awaken your curiosity and expose yourself to people that are not like you, you would be amazed at how beautiful and amazing the world is. And then the things that happen in this country would not happen. There's just not enough people that know enough people that are not like them. It's time for a reckoning, a real heart-to-heart reckoning about the state of the world. We know better. We can be angry and we can do things that are hurtful and we can express ourselves in ways that are not dignified and are even savage and barbaric, and we know better. We do know the difference between right and wrong. And that's what my videos are about. They're about taking the time to reflect and ask yourself, what am I doing to contribute to the drama before me? What am I doing to contribute to the solution? What am I doing to escalate? What am I doing to de-escalate? What am I doing to share love and kindness, belonging, respect, no matter what? Unless, of course, we're in danger, and that's a different kind of a situation. But if you were in a theoretically civil situation, where is our human decency? That's what I'm asking. We can disagree. We can not get along. But somewhere deep inside, I want to believe that we have an understanding that we're distant relatives, Not as distant as people think, by the way, but for the sake of argument, we are relatives. We're all related to a very finite number of ancestors who survived the hardest part of planet Earth long enough for us to be born and develop these incredible civilizations that we have now. But the dynamics, those primitive dynamics, are still playing out in our minds, in our societies and culture, our families and communities, and it is ugly. Really, really ugly. And I hope that we can take a moment to just stop, reflect about our actions, what we're saying, what we're threatening before we do it. Okay, I think I've ranted enough today. I'll see you there. Oh wait, please check out these and let me know what you think. Support the channel. I'll see you there.